map quiz and post-colonialism in Africa. So as far as the map quiz goes, I'd first like to start off by stating my knowledge, which is that the Gambia is in Western Africa, the official language is English, and it has a capital of Banjul. When you look at a map of the Gambia, it seems a little absurd in context to the rest of Africa. One, is extremely small. Two, it just surrounds a river and has one connection to the ocean. And three, is completely engulfed by Senegal land-wise. In this way, I feel that the Gambia really got screwed over in a way by the boundaries and country lines drawing that was done by Europeans, because it's really this really small country. It's smaller than most states in the U.S., and for that, I think it's going to be really hard for the Gambia to prosper economically when I analyze that. But really, I just feel that the colonialists and Europeans really negatively affected a lot of African countries just by doing arbitrary borders. But now I'll move into post-colonialism. So the Gambia gained independence from England or Britain in 1965 and became a commonwealth. Became a republic in 1970 and had a first president of Sir Dodwa Jawara. I apologize for my pronunciation. He ruled until 1994. During his time period, nothing too significant happened except for the fact that Senegal tried to invade the Gambia, but it failed in doing so, and then Jawara signed a treaty with them to promise no further invasions by either nation. And then during the end of the Cold War, the Gambia stopped receiving aid from foreign donors. This really negatively affected the country because it depended so heavily upon aid, being such a small country in its beginnings. And so the economy of the Gambia really collapsed, and there was a lot of starvation. And so this led to his removal by a bloodless military coup in 1994. This coup was led by Captain Yahya Jammeh. Again, apologize for the pronunciation. He then later became the president by election in 1996. The beginning, he promised civilian rule and that there would be no corruption. Didn't go so well. So because of his promised civilian rule and the election that occurred, the foreign aid donors really got invested in the Gambia again and started to give aid. This aid led to some prospering in the country, but eventually, with the influx of money, the administration turned corrupt, and in the elections in 2001, 2006, and 2011, they were deemed mainly free and fair, but when you have to use the word mainly, it's not really the truth. And there was a lot of flaws in these elections. And then during these time periods, President Jammeh would kill political opponents, imprison people, kill journalists and political activists. And so soon, those corruption that he promised and the corruption that he promised to keep away and the humanitarian flaws that he had led foreign donors to stop giving money to the Gambia. And so in 2016, he lost the election to President Barrow. He originally accepted these results, but then said the election was not fair and went back on his word. And then ECOWAS, Economic Community of Western African States, threatened to invade the Gambia unless he left. And so he eventually left the Gambia and is not allowed back into the country. But he stepped down as president, and now President Barrow is the current president as of January 26, 2017. He has a lot of promise to, again, no corruption and to keep adding democratic policies to the Gambia's constitution and try to better the Gambia in that kind of way. We'll see how that goes. I mean, the past two presidents were trying to do these things, but failed. So hopefully he has better success. But this political history of the post-colonial Gambia is not as bad as some other African countries, but it's not full of happiness and success. But I think the Gambia can really improve eventually, and that the Gambia can become a very politically stable nation. Thank you.